The first question you might have is why should you even use WordPress for SEO in the first place? Well, the reason is because WordPress has been proven to be the best content management system for SEO performance. In fact, my team and I studied 10,000 keywords to see what CMS is best for SEO, and we found that 45% of the ranking results are using WordPress. So, with that said, the first action you need to take in the WordPress SEO process is to optimize your technical performance. So the three primary factors you wanna optimize your WordPress website for are site loading speed, mobile experience, and security through an SSL certificate. Now fortunately you can tackle each of these very quickly. So how you design your website will depend on your budget. However, if you are trying to stay lean, then I recommend using a fast loading theme like GeneratePress. And if you wanna take your website loading speed to another level, you may wanna consider using accelerated mobile pages or also known as AMP. If you don't wanna use AMP, you need to use a fast loading theme that is responsive to all devices. And you need to minimize how many WordPress plugins your website is using. But before you do anything, I recommend benchmarking your current loading speed using Google's Page Speed Insights tool, GTmetrix and even Pingdom. Then from there, at a bare minimum, you will need it caching plugin. I personally use WP Rocket, but there are free options like W3 Total Cache. So that said, one of the biggest factors for your website loading speed actually has nothing to do with WordPress. Instead, it has to do with your web hosting provider. Some are simply way better than others as far as performance, and I have seen great results from WP Engine and SiteGround. Now the good news is that fixing website loading speed will often also result in better mobile experience. So the next action is to make sure that A. You have an SSL certificate because Google claims it is an ranking factor and Google Chrome will mark your website as not secure if you don't have one. And B. You need to make sure that the SSL certificate is set up correctly. I recommend using WordPress plugin Simple SSL. This will ensure that all of your non-secure URLs are 301 redirecting to the secured versions. And the next WordPress plugin you need for SEO is none other than an SEO plugin. Now there are some solid options out there like Yoast, All-in-One SEO Pack and even Rank Math. Each has its pros and cons, but ultimately it's a matter of preference. I like using All-in-One SEO Pack because I prefer its raw user interface. But regardless of what plugin you use, they all have very similar functionality. So let me walk you through the most important parts of these WordPress SEO plugins. So the first thing you need to do is make sure that you have a sitemap, and each SEO plugin will create one for you. I do recommend adding a link to the sitemap on a site-wide basis so Google can crawl it, and then make sure that index anything that may cause duplicate content such as tags, date archives and author archives. And the last WordPress plugin I recommend for technical SEO is the redirection plugin, and this is because this makes redirects a breeze. So now that your WordPress website is optimized for technical SEO performance, it is time to talk about on-page SEO. So at a bare minimum, any page that is SEO driven should have the primary keyword phrase in the title, the URL, the first sentence and a couple of times naturally throughout the copy. And you should also include topically relevant variations of your primary phrase. You can use tools like Answer the Public to find ideas. Here is how to do it. So just go to the answerthepublic.com and then you are just gonna enter a broad phrase that is relevant to your vertical. So in this case, I am just gonna go ahead and enter bookkeeping, and then Answer the Public is going to give you all kinds of keyword variations that you could possibly use if you are targeting the keyword bookkeeping. In this case, it is not usually best to target head keywords, but just to give you an example of how this works, you just need to go ahead and you can go through each of these and they will give you slightly different results. But I like to click this data option, and then you are able to just see all these different ideas that are relevant to bookkeeping. And in fact, one thing you can do is you can actually download the CSV, and then you can actually run these keyword ideas through a tool like Ahrefs to see if there is any search volume. And a lot of the time you will be able to find some uncompetitive keywords, and believe it or not, some of the keywords won't have search volume, but they might be a good idea to target because it means that the tools haven't caught up with the search volume, and it means that they are probably lower competition and they will be easy to rank for. So in general, you should be trying to build topical relevance. So any opportunity where you find to do that, you should do it regardless of whether it has search volume or not. The key is just to prioritize keywords that do have search volume, or you can use Ahrefs. Here is how to do it. So all you need to do is just open up Ahrefs Keyword Explorer and then enter your topic or keyword. And then what you can do, if you really wanna get very specific about this, I would recommend going to the all keyword ideas. And then one thing I like to do to find topics or ideas or keyword variations for a particular keyword phrase is like I to use this include field, and you can actually just add the primary keyword in there, and then it is gonna show you every single keyword variation that is relevant to that general topic. So in this case, obviously we are gonna be getting a lot of different keywords with different intents, and each of these will probably require its own unique page, but this is still the process that you would go for. If you are going after a particular keyword, you would be looking through your defined ideas that don't require a separate page because the intent is exactly the same. So you need to look through here and look for things that are relevant to the primary keyword that you wanna go after, and this is really powerful way to build a ton of relevance on your page. And lastly, you can use Surfer to find keyword variations as well. So all you need to do is just go right in the Surfer and then go to the Surfer Analyzer tool and then scroll down and go to the keyword section, and you can look through here and see all the keyword variations that the competitors are using. In fact, these are the competitors that are actually ranking for that particular phrase, that primary phrase. So Google is basically telling you that there are exact topics or keyword variations that you should be using in your content if you are going after this particular keyword. So to me, this is the most accurate way to add keyword variations to your content. But you can use tools like I showed you, like Answer the Public, Ahrefs, but Surfer is definitely a streamlined way to add keyword variations to your content. So you don't need to create a separate page for them. So speaking of Surfer, I recommend running your target keyword through their Surf Analyzer tool and then optimizing your pages based on their recommendation. And we have seen direct ranking improvements from simply following Surfer's recommendation and doing nothing else. So after you have completed your own page SEO, I recommend looking for opportunities to build internal links. So just go to your post section and search your primary keyword to find relevant posts. Then find or create opportunities on those posts for internally linking to your target page. And I recommend using an exact match anchor text to get the best effects. And one other thing you can do to improve your site architecture is to create what I call a resource page. For example, take a look at my Learn SEO page. The goal of this page isn't to rank for Learn SEO, although I wouldn't mind. The goal is to make it easier for Google to crawl important pages on my site. And you can also build backlinks to these resource pages, and it will drive link equity to your most important pages as well. So once you have created it, the page needs to be easily accessible, ideally no more than 1 to 2 clicks deep. And in the case of my website, it's sticky to the top of my blog feed. So if you wanna do the same, go to your posts, click on quick edit and select make this post sticky. And if you have a big website, you may wanna start by exporting all of your URLs and then running a batch analysis on Ahrefs to see which pages have the most backlinks. You can then prioritize these pages for internal linking opportunities. So here is how to go through this process with Screaming Frog and Ahrefs. So just open up Screaming Frog, and the first thing you wanna do is actually go to the API section and then go to Ahrefs. And then once the API is connected, go ahead and enter your target domain. And then once the analysis is completed, go ahead and just export. So I would like to paste all the data into a Google Sheet, and then once it is pasted, I will go ahead and freeze this row. So we're just gonna scroll over and we are gonna go to the section that the Ahrefs API pulled for us, so we can see the referring domains for each individual page. So one thing I would like to do is I will go ahead and take care of all these rows and get them out of here. So now I will just add a filter, and then we will filter this from Z to A. So then we can see what pages have the most authority, and these are the pages where we wanna try to add some internal links to other pages on the site. And one other thing you can do to outside of prioritizing these pages for internal linking purposes, you can actually expand this back out. And one thing that I always have my team to do is we go over here and we look at the scroll depth, which is very important. And typically if there are any pages that are below 3 or 4 clicks deep, we will wanna prioritize those pages in the site architecture. But that's not all. We also wanna look at the in links, and this is basically the amount of internal links going to these pages. So you can actually do unique in links, and we will sort this. We will actually start this from A to Z, and we are gonna look at the pages that have very little internal links. So go ahead and hide these, and we will scroll over, and then we will make sure that this is only for indexable pages. So then the last thing we are gonna do here is we are gonna clear all these out. We are only going to pick pages that are actually content driven. So now we can see what pages don't have a ton of internal links. So in this case, this page here only has about 2 unique internal links going to it. So if this was an important page on their site, then we wanna look for more opportunity to internally link to it, to drive more link equity to this page and to build its authority, and most importantly give Google another opportunity to crawl this page, give it another pathway so it can crawl and index it better. So adding more internal links is super important, and I always recommend prioritizing pages that have high authority, which I just showed you, but also prioritize pages that just aren't getting a lot of love at all. And if you feel like these pages don't deserve a lot of love, then that is different discussion. That would mean that maybe you need to run a content audit to see if some of these pages are even worth keeping anymore. For example, a page that is from 2018, you may wanna have a discussion about whether that page is still relevant today. So I have outlined some WordPress SEO basics, but what do you do if you have done everything I have mentioned and you are still not getting better rankings and more traffic? Well, first let me say this, just simply using WordPress as a content management system is not going to make your website an SEO success story. You need to go through the complete SEO process regardless of what CMS you are using. And in most cases, if you are not getting the results you want, it's for the following reasons. Number 1, you are targeting the wrong keywords. This is by far the most common issue I find. Newbie SEOs find keywords with search volume and think it is an awesome opportunity, but this is a huge mistake. You should never target a keyword unless it has gone through a qualification process. In short, you need to find keywords that your website is capable of ranking for given its current state. Number 2, your SEO content creation process is broken. So maybe you have identified some qualified keywords, but more than likely you are not attacking those keywords the right way. Here are a couple of quick tips. Number 1, always create an SEO content brief, and an SEO content brief is a roadmap for achieving success. So a strong SEO content brief will have the target keyword count, the search intent for the keyword variations, and even some type of keyword valuation. Number 2, eliminate keyword cannibalization. You shouldn't target the same keyword across multiple pages, and sometimes eliminating the single issue can skyrocket your performance, and you can use Screaming Frog to find instances of keyword cannibalization. Number 3, build more topical relevance. Now, while you shouldn't target the same keyword across multiple pages, you should target keywords that are closely related. For example, if you are targeting baseball cleats, you would also wanna target Nike baseball cleats, Under Armour baseball cleats, and this builds topical relevance, which will likely improve the performance for all the relevant pages. Alright, so now the third reason why you are likely not getting SEO results is because you haven't acquired enough quality backlinks. Backlinks are the fuel on the SEO fire, and the truth is you can nail all of these other steps, but without backlinks you are going to struggle. The best link building strategy is going to be content centric. In short, you need to create something of real value and promote it. And I know it sounds simplistic, but the best strategies often are. Now one thing you can do is simply throw your competitor's domain into Ahrefs, go to best by links and see the exact topics or pages that have acquired the most backlinks. You can then target the same topics but create something different and better. Then just reach out to all the websites that link to their content and see if you can score a link as well. So that is how to do WordPress SEO. Truth is the SEO process is the same regardless of what CMS you are using. Simply using WordPress or installing an SEO plugin won't get you better SEO results. You need to go through a proven SEO process every time. I have shared with you my proven SEO process which I have used to get amazing SEO results, and if you follow this process you can also improve your SEO performance.